we're going to talk about ZKJ, which is Polyhedra Network, which had a crazy dump just a couple of days ago. What's going on in this market? Could it actually soar back to above $3? And some price predictions for 2025 for this altcoin. All right, so we're going to get right into this market here, taking into consideration of Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is very important because if Bitcoin pumps, that's good for the altcoins, and if Bitcoin dumps, that's very bad for the altcoins. Okay, so just take into consideration of what Bitcoin is doing, and then I would consider this altcoin setup. Okay, very important. So let's go ahead and take a look into ZKJ here. It had a huge drop in the price. Okay, just a couple days ago, went from about what almost $2 to right now, like just right underneath 40 cents here. Wow. I am not too surprised when I see this in the altcoin markets. I have quite a bit of altcoins. I am long on quite a bit of altcoins, and you know, I have actually experienced some of this myself, especially if I held altcoins from March 2024 up until now. Okay, that it was probably the worst months to hold altcoins, with some exceptions in the months. But I've seen altcoins drop to the floor. Okay, so that is just one. Some of the risks to be considering when diving into altcoin markets, especially ones that are like below a 200 ranking. Okay, of course they come with major upside potential as well, but the downside potential also have to acknowledge that, right? It could literally drop 30-50% in a week. Okay, especially what you're seeing here. So does this coin have any kind of chance of recovery? So I'm just gonna talk about it from a technical analysis point of view, right? This is on the daily time frame. Okay, and we have a falling wedge here. Okay, you guys can put it into Chat GPT to ask what a falling wedge is if you guys are new to this market. I definitely want to know what a falling wedge is if I was a beginner, because it's one of the most common patterns you will see, and it's a very powerful pattern because it tells you after a extensive downside, chances of it reversing is more likely, right? So what I'm seeing here is a falling wedge pattern. Okay, and the price target, which is basically you measure the opening of the pattern and then you put it on top of a estimated breakout point. Okay, I'm just gonna put it right here because we're pretty close to the bottom of this pattern, and it could it could probably take a lot of it could take some time to work its way through the pattern for a breakout, if that's what it does. If it actually breaks out by this point, then we have a price target of above $3. That's for sure. Okay, it says it's about $4.70. Okay, now price targets are estimates only. Just because a market breaks out does not necessarily mean that it's gonna 100% go towards that price target, right? It could be more, it could be less. Very important to continue charting the markets even after it breaks out. Of course, this pattern could still break down, right? Just because it favors a break to the upside doesn't mean that it doesn't break down. It's just we're talking about probabilities here in this market. Nothing is 100%. Okay? So I think $3, it's in the cards just based on technical analysis. And of course, these are also based on my own opinions, right? None of what I'm saying here is financial advice. You should do your own due diligence, okay? And let's come over here to the 4-hour time frame, zoom in, and see, if we can get any clues on what the price action could be doing. Okay, 4-hour time frame, not exactly a particular pattern here. Hourly time frame. Let's see here. even on the hourly time frame. Okay, I don't think there's a particular pattern here, but it is working. It looks like it still has higher lows since that breakdown, which is good because, if you hold those higher lows, the next logical move is a higher high. That is just what an uptrend looks like. All right, so this is basically what I'm looking at for ZKJ Polyhedra Network. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you guys want to see more of this coin, or let me know if you want to see any other coins. I'll pick one for you guys to do every day.